Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today I'm going to be talking about Murder on the Orient Express 2017. This video will contain major spoilers for the movie Murder on the Orient Express 2017. All right, so before we go too far, I want to call out one actor in particular that I thought was particularly good in this film, and that was Leslie Odom Jr. So Leslie Odom Jr. has previously been in just a very limited number of television shows and movies. Specifically, he was in Red Tails, which I believe that was the George Lucas film that talked about specific World War II pilots. Interesting film. And then also he was in Smash. So one of the things I thought was really good is there are a lot of stars in this film. But one of the things that I like to see is when I see a star who I think is on the rise, and you're going to see doing bigger and better things. So I do think Murder on the Orient Express is an important film from the perspective of putting Leslie Odom Jr. forward to be in position to be in bigger and better films. So I thought he did really well in this. He plays a military doctor in this, and his performance was very strong. And I think he's a relatively new actor, right? In that he's still at the formative years of his career, and there were a lot of really incredibly powerful, established actors and actresses in this film. And I thought, he held his own, and did more than held his own, but made that role really stand out in a grouping of a lot of excellent roles. So I was really pleased to see Leslie Odom Jr. and I'm excited to see his career starting to move forward, more strongly. And I think this is a really prominent, it's a prominent component of that career building. Okay. All right, so let's talk about the Murder on the Orient Express. So this is a story based on the Agatha Christie novel, and I think her novels came out in like the 1920s, 1930s, maybe a little after that. But so essentially, it's a very old, dated period piece. The movie really is about a murder that happens on a train, right? And I would say the biggest star of this film is the train, right? So the train is, and that's what's really special about this film is its location. Its location is really unique and special, and just absolutely gorgeous. I'm a big fan of trains myself. Always have been. It's very interesting. It's really interesting in the history of America, the part that trains did play, and then also the part that they're playing now. Because really, trains really started to come out in the 1850s, 1860s, maybe a little earlier than that. But you're really only looking at about 160, 170 years of history with this specific new type of vehicle, and there really aren't anything like it. There really aren't anything like anything else that we deal with, right? And so this movie does a great job of showing the benefits of trains, where you can actually have these long trips on them, and it's a contained voyage, and they really are they're great for this is a locked room mystery, right? Which is a specific type of mystery. And trains are awesome because, you could put a locked room mystery on them. But in many ways, they are a locked room in that, you're going to be there with certain people. Some trains have these sleeping cars. And just the idea of traveling long distance on the land in one of these really artifact vehicles is really amazing. And this is a beautiful story that really brings to life all the glamour and the richness of that experience, right? Of trains at their height, right? And it's really just it's a beautiful film inside and out. I really like this movie a lot. By the way, my review for this movie is 4 out of 5 stars. I thought the acting in it was fantastic. The story is a classic. It's literally classic. You can't really debate whether the story of Murder on the Orient Express is good or not. It's been made 3 or 4 times into major Hollywood blockbusters, and it's fantastic. It's really an excellent film. So you have all that going on, right? And so it's really a really strong film from that perspective. I want to talk a little bit about some of the other performances in the movie. Johnny Depp is in the film, and he's very well played here. He actually plays this art tycoon from America who's very, very gauche, right? And he does a great job with the role. He acts the heck out of it. You know, he just really does a great job. And you know, a lot of people. He is definitely in a hard. Johnny Depp personally is in a challenging time of his career, right? And you know, he really is an interesting guy. He came up from indie films, and now almost nobody could be more mainstream than Johnny Depp. I'm a fan of him as an actor. I think he's really fantastic. And it's really interesting to see, you know, what he's doing in this film. I thought he did an excellent job in this film. But he was purposely, I think, he plays a villain in this role, and he does a really good job of playing a villain in this role, right? So I'm really curious where Johnny Depp is going to land with everything that's happening right now in his career. But this is a solid performance, and actually, Johnny Depp plays the person who is actually murdered by all the other passengers on the train, all the prominent major characters on the train, except for Poirot. So Hercule Poirot is this French detective who is the major detective within the Agatha Christie books, and so excuse me. All right, so this is a Hercule Poirot mystery, right? And of course, all of them murder Johnny Depp's character, and so based on, you know, it's really interesting because there's so much going on in Hollywood right now. I'm curious what the thought process was for putting Johnny Depp in this particular role at this particular time. I think it worked. It was really strong. Josh Gad plays the art tycoon's assistant, right? And he is an American, and he thinks that the art tycoon is just like this really boorish buffoon, right? And he's actually been stealing from him, and that comes out as Hercule Poirot goes about his solving of the mystery, right? Another person in this film is Daisy Ridley, excellent actress. I'm a huge fan of her work on the Force Awakens. I'm very much looking forward to seeing her in The Last Jedi. She does an excellent job here. Her character, she is a governess, and she's in this role where her job is to just teach children, right? But specifically for wealthy families. So, and she does an excellent job. She has a relationship with Leslie Odom Jr., the military doctor's character, and I think that was added in from the wasn't in the original story, and I thought it worked. These stories do need some modernization, in my opinion, and that was a strong piece of modernization. I thought that worked well. Kenneth Branagh plays Hercule Poirot. He is excellent in the film. He does a great job with it. One thing that I thought was a little distracting was the mustache. So the mustache in the film, it's almost its own character, and it was just kind of so over the top that I did find it a little bit distracting. I think that would be like the reason why I would pull 1 point off of off. That's one of the reasons why it is 4 out of 5 stars. Is the mustache is a little cartoonish. It's just, now I know that it comes from the character, and the character himself had this really grandiose mustache, but it didn't work. I didn't think it was a good idea. So one of the few things I didn't like in the film. Penelope Cruz is in this. She plays a very Catholic, very religious person, and again, excellent performance. Really, you know what? Rather than me say excellent performance, I'm going to think if there were any performances I did not think were great. Yes. So I watched The Magnificent Seven, and in The Magnificent Seven, there's kind of a bandito character, and that the actor who was in Magnificent Seven is here as well. He plays a car dealership owner, right? and it's supposed to be like you're not sure if he's Spanish or Italian. He's kind of swarthy in the film, and I didn't think he was. I'm not sure if if it was an issue where he didn't act well, or if there wasn't really a lot for the character to do within. There are a lot of moving parts in this film, and so not everyone really had a chance to really have meaty material that they could dig into. And so I thought it was interesting. I really didn't like the character, specifically the character who played the car dealership owner, the Italian car dealership owner. And I thought it was a passing performance. So I'm not sure where that actor is going to land. He's starting to land some Hollywood roles. I'm kind of on the fence at this point. We'll see where it goes. Other fantastic performances in this. Michelle Pfeiffer, really great to see her in this. William Dafoe, oh my goodness. I feel like William Dafoe is just, he just floats from movie to movie. Man, that dude works. Like, holy cows. So William Dafoe is in here as well. I'm thinking if there's anybody else that I'm missing. There was a lot of, I think Judith Dame, there's some very prominent British actors and actresses in this that do an excellent job, like kind of people you'd see in Harry Potter at some point. There was a lot of really great performances in this movie. I really think the star of this film is the train. This movie is an opportunity to spend an extended period of time on a train at the height of train glamour, and that's cool. I think it's a really awesome period piece. It's really unique. The location of this film is just luxurious and comfortable, and just really fantastic. And I thought it was really something special. The other thing is, a lot of people, there is a considerable amount of CGI in this. I'm telling you right now, like, Pete, I'm over this practical effect thing. I love CGI. I think it's great. It made this movie look fantastic. It was done very well in this film and used very well. And one of the things I'm really excited about is because they used CGI and they didn't, like, bend over backwards to do a million practical effects, I think practical effects are overrated. One of the reasons why that is this movie didn't make a ton of money, but it made its budget back, and it was successful, and we're going to get sequels. We're going to get additional Hercule Poirot films. It looks like that's the case. And that's great. I think that's fantastic. I would much rather see CGI in a film and have a chance of making a really good profit, and then get additional films in that series than have the marginal benefit of practical effects. So that's my take. I really enjoyed Murder on the Orient Express 2017. 4 out of 5 stars. Take care.